Hey there, welcome to Light Guided. Lisa Kay here with an energy update. And the videos are quite late. These were due back in early July and I had some technical difficulties. Thank you, Mercury retrograde. And so yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Each month I look at the energies across 4 areas. I look at the energy of love, career, money, and spiritual growth. Very often these topics interconnect. So if something resonates for you in one message, it's very possible that it will resonate for you in another message with a slightly different take or spin on it. So feel free to check out videos. These are general readings, so please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Awesome. So the month of July, we're going to actually look at the energies for about mid-July through about mid-August 2025. And we're going to start with the energy of love. If you've watched any of my love readings, you know that these are not always romantic. I realize most people automatically go for the romantic love. That is not my particular reading. So, all right, let's get started. We're looking at the general energies for the collective around the vibration or the frequency of love. We have manifesting dreams. Oh boy, okay. The overarching energy here is around choices. It's around the choice to have your perspective when it comes to this vibration of love. Whether this, again, is romantic love for you in particular, or just, could be love for humanity, love for family. The energy here, the overarching energy is very much about choice. The choice to be in a vibration of compassion, of joy, of play, versus being in the energy of lack. Oh my gosh, my love life sucks. Nothing's happening there. My relationships are strained. That kind of energy is what's coming through here. On a deeper level, there's also, beyond the choice point, some of you might actually be in an energy of observing others during this time period, where you might have the experience where it's like other people are getting what they want. Why do other people seem happy? Why do other people seem like they're in a joyful space? And you're kind of not buying any of it. You might even be a little bit skeptical about why people are, in this particular vibration. You're really holding out for a much more mystical, much more evolved kind of connections overall. Again, whether that's romantic love or friendships or any kind of connections here, family members, etc. There's definitely the experience of holding out for an evolved, elevated, more spiritual experience. I can't get over the fact, so these are 2 otters here, and what I'm really getting, and I'm kind of enjoying it, it's sort of fun to me. This otter looks the skeptical, looking at this other otter who's just having this brilliant time. And there's also this vibration here of, looking at the other person as though they've lost their marbles. It's like, why are you acting that way? Why are you being, as though, you can, it's like, how do I want to say? It's like you're looking at other people thinking like they're frauds. They're not truly in their higher calling. They're really just acting that way because it's easier. And, what Spirit wants you to know about that is everybody has their own level of pain. Everybody has their own level of experience. And sometimes people who are in pain or can't deal with their own pain, they end up living in this vibration of all is well, everything's great, everything's fantastic. And you can recognize that there's an incongruence there. There's something about that just doesn't land for you. But that doesn't ultimately affect you. It doesn't ultimately impact anything. It's really just this awareness that you're holding out for something more evolved, more spiritual, more mystical, or even metaphysical. This can also have a little bit of resonance for some of you in the space of your connection with your spirit guides. If you resonate with the idea of star seeds or star beings, this is a little bit about that relationship as well, and what's coming in for you, in that context. Yeah, I definitely see there's an energy for some of you. This feels like a new energy to my space. So I'm thinking there may be people that are a little bit newer to my channel who are watching this. And this energy is very much focused on not good or bad, but just focused more on the trappings of love. And what I mean by that is we have a lot of stories about love. Which is why when I do my readings about love, I do them very generally, more about global love rather than romantic love. But for some of you, you're very attached to the idea of romantic love, and you may be looking at, being very focused in some spaces around trying to get a date, trying to get a connection, trying to trigger or elicit a romantic connection. And I don't see anything about that negative or, anything like that. But yeah, for some of you, again, general reading, so take what resonates, leave the rest behind. But for some of you who identify with this vibration of, trying to solidify the external definition of your particular relationship, whether you're just starting to date and you're looking for a love relationship, or you're in a partnership and you're trying to get it to the next level. The energy here is really about giving you an opportunity to question and evaluate and look at what's your motivation behind that. Is your motivation, hi Kitty, is your motivation really about the connection? Or is it about status? Is it about, being able to show all your friends like, hey, look, I got engaged, or I have this relationship, or, something like that. It's there's a quality here that's quite superficial in this energy. We have this energy of leadership. So for some of you in this space, in that particular energy, for some of you, the attachment to that external validation of the type of relationship. I'm engaged, I'm getting married, I have a significant partner, whatever that is. For some of you, this is an important part of your growth journey. It's an important part of your evolution about how you're seeing relationship, how you're seeing partnership, connection, love. For others of you, you actually maybe have somebody in your life who you are observing. That's kind of this energy, right? That came up in this first card. But where you're looking at them being in this rather superficial energy and trying to hold a higher vibration for them. It's like maybe you're an older sister or an older relative or a dear friend or a parent, and you're trying to help the person who's attached. You're trying to help them widen their view. You're trying to help them see a bigger picture. So in that way, you're kind of in this energy of leadership that you're trying to be a mentor to whoever this person might be. So let's continue to look at this energy. I was talking about holding out for a much more mystical, a much broader, a much more spiritual kind of relating. I do see this in two spaces in particular for this collective. I see this in the space of interpersonal relationships, interpersonal like friendships. And I'm also seeing this for some of you in the space of intimate or romantic partnership. So the energy of letting go. There's something here for you where I talked about this mystical, metaphysical kind of connection. There's something here around the fall. Let's see, we're in July, August, September, October. So if it's this fall, it's really just a few months away. Let's see if we can go a little bit deeper and see what's happening in the fall. I see for some of you in the fall, there's some kind of pivot or change or some kind of situation that comes up that causes you to either connect in more with this global love, this metaphysical love, this broad kind of, evolved love. So something about the fall there. For just very few of you, I don't feel like this feels very specific for maybe like one or two people, but it looks like in the fall you either have some kind of epiphany or some kind of awareness, and very potentially you could find yourself in spaces where you might start to meet people who are elevated at that level of energy. That you start to connect with. And again, I'm getting this strong message about downloads here. Let me see. I feel like, let me just pull a couple more cards here about the download. I may switch decks here. So here's the energy of power related to this energy of downloading. Oh, wow. I feel like this is for a somewhat smaller group of you. Big growth periods. It'll be interesting to see the reading on your current spiritual growth journey, because there's definitely an overlap here between this love energy and your growth as a spirit, as a person. Kind of intense energy here, a little bit of a dark night of the soul for some of you related to love right now. Yeah, Wizard of Woods focus. So working through this kind of dark night of the soul, the energy that I get here is just giving yourself permission, just allowing that dark night of the soul to be there. It's very easy when we're in that space to lose sight of where we're going, which is toward this broader, more evolved spiritual energy. But that energy that's coming in for you from your spirit guides or your star guides, however you decide that is for you, that energy might be feeling very heavy right now. You might be feeling very trapped by it. Yeah, and they're also giving me the impression that again, that energy where you might be feeling trapped or stunted by it, or a little overwhelmed by that energy. They're also giving me this strong impression that this is also it's like a protective mode. Like when you have all these downloads coming in, you kind of start to shut down as a way of protecting yourself. Let's look at this energy a little bit more. Wizard of the Woods focus. Yeah, they're describing how, if you're experiencing this kind of dark night of the soul as it relates to love energy, and again, this could also be, your spirit guides, the love that your spirit guides have for you and kind of what you're evolving into. They're showing me that you have this opportunity to alchemize what's coming in. And right now, it's very difficult to alchemize that because you're under this pressure and this belief that something is wrong or something is off, something is bad, because your DNA is upgrading, right? Boy, this is really crossing over into the spiritual growth reading. Let's see how it continues to unfold. But yes, to alchemize and stabilize that energy. So let's see what they say about that's interesting. Yeah, here's the protection energy again. That protection energy is twofold. It's very much part of how you're handling it, like it's a self-protection. And then there's also like your spirit guides are upgrading your energy as part of your protection. And it's partly also about, as always, I think this comes up in all these readings, it's like changing patterns, changing habits, changing approaches to things, being available to something else. But yeah, it's like your body and your spiritual energy are kind of, they're not fully integrating right now. They look like they're a little bit in conflict with each other, where the body wants this incredible stability. It wants to feel grounded. And the spiritual energy is kind of throwing you off the map a little bit. Yeah, and I see you coming through. For some of you, this energy that you're in, it lasts for several months. It lasts for several months, and it could be feeling a little crappy for a while. Again, some of you in the fall will have kind of an epiphany or a releasing of that energy, and it creates a space for something new. Yeah, I'm also seeing a lot of energy here, again, around star energy, star being energy. You may meet somebody who has that star being energy as part of how they present to you. And it might throw you off a little bit at first, where when you meet, you're like, oh my gosh, how do you have this vibration? Again, this may or may not be romantic in any way. Yeah, so in the fall, if you have this experience where you with this energy, it's just the prompt here from Spirit is like, before you react, before you make assumptions about what's happening, again, this could be a person, it could be an awareness, an insight, it could be a place that you go. It's just something that creates a portal, an opening for you and your awareness, particularly around the vibration of love. And they're saying, before you take any action, like take time to reflect, take time to be still, take time to really understand what's happening before you step in, because it may be quite different than what you're thinking it is. So let's see what energy, so we kind of know the general energy here. Let's see what energy might be getting in your way this month around love energy. For some of you, you might be having a challenging time, again, connecting romantically, or it could be just connecting with people in general, because there's a heightened sensitivity to the behavior of other people. You have a heightened awareness when other people are behaving badly, when other people are doing things that, set you off, trigger you, upset you. And it's kind of an energy that's getting in the way a little bit. It may be triggering the energy of healing, where you might feel like you're back to zero on something. Some kind of upheaval that happens here emotionally, energetically. It may even be physically for some of you, where maybe you're having to move or relocate or start a new job or something like that. And it kind of tips you over into this energy of healing. Healing, at least from my view, take it as it resonates, but healing is a very different energy than activation, and a very different energy than transformation. You can have healing through transformation, but healing is like, yeah, I mean, it's just a very, how do I describe it? Healing is something I think of as like a conscious act toward taking steps to change a behavior that's very conscious, and you're actively working on that. Whereas transformation and activation are less, you're less consciously aware, and you're just kind of going through the motions, not necessarily, active with what's happening, or rather, attuned at a conscious level about what's happening. Whereas healing, you know, if you're going through a healing journey, you're pretty much saying to yourself, oh yeah, here's something I want to correct or change or modify in myself. And then you set on the path to do that. So let me see here. What's the message? I'm just hearing that this is a time of activation and transformation. So if you might get stuck. So the energy in this reading around healing is, they're showing me, is a lower vibration. And it's kind of getting stuck in the space of like, oh, here I go again. Oh, I have to work through all this again. Oh, here's that, you know, old pain again. They're saying in relation to this current energy, that's actually not what's happening. That's really the story that is happening in your own mind, but not what's actually happening in the energy itself. The energy itself is very, yes, it's very transformational. And so here we have the transmutation energy. So, and like I said, you know, healing is an action. It's like it's an awareness that then you're taking action on, whereas transmutation is just the natural evolution of an energy. And this is the energy that you're in. You're more in a transmutation energy. So don't get too wrapped up in this, woe is me, I'm back to square one kind of space. So let's see what shifts are on the horizon. What's on the horizon here around this energy? Yeah, purification. Beautiful. A little bit of freedom. And I'm also seeing this energy as like, when you think about a newborn child, there's such a purity and an innocence to a newborn, but there's a lot they don't know yet. They don't know how to walk. They don't know how to talk. They can't feed themselves. So when you come through this transformative, transmutation kind of energy, you may come out the other side feeling a little wobbly, like, you know, I don't really know exactly where to go now because, you know, I've cleared out some of this energy and shifted some of this energy, and it's kind of new. But this, I'm also seeing this as, this is like a portal that opens around. Again, this could be specifically a love relationship, but it could really be also just around your awareness about love over the next 4 weeks. I'm seeing for some of you, this energy is going to span out beyond 4 weeks. It could be like 3 months. That's about the extent of it they're showing me. Courage. Okay, coming back to an earlier vibration from the beginning of this reading, they were showing me for some of you that some of this energy could also be connected to physically, like moving or changing jobs, doing something that is like a physical shift in your process. And I'm just seeing here a lot of grief energy around that. You're not quite sure, you know, is this the right move? Am I gonna land in the right place? Is this where I need to go? Like there's a lot of self-doubt and a lot of grief around this. And it may be for some of you that like this wasn't your choice. Like you could have lost a job that wasn't your choice. You could have to move and it's not your choice. It's like, it feels like something you don't really want to do. I don't know who this is for, but I'm getting a picture of a dog right now, a little white dog, related to somebody who's moving. So there may be something there. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. All right, flow. So this is what's shifting in the coming month. And again, for some of you, this is 3 or 4 months out. But what's shifting is that it's like you learn to it's like you're learning to navigate the darkness. You're learning to navigate the terrain of difficulty rather than having this expectation that I'm purified, everything is perfect now, and I know exactly what I'm doing. You're learning to navigate the terrain of, wow, a bunch of energy just cleared out, and now there's a part of me that's starting in a new place that's totally unfamiliar, and I'm, having to learn to navigate walking this path in the dark. What they're showing me is like, don't get too caught up in that. You have a lot of spiritual support. You see all these little lights kind of popping up on the trail. Like you have a lot of spiritual support there. Trusting in like this journey is very much on purpose. It's a purposeful journey. It's not an accident that you're having this experience. And if you can start to trust the process, it will feel less daunting to you. Any other shifts on the horizon? Chaos. Actually, I'm seeing this as a really positive energy. This energy of chaos is exactly what I was talking about here, where, you come through this vibration of growth or difficulty or transmutation. You're in the energy of purification, and it feels a lot like chaos. Like there's an element of it that just feels very discombobulating. But what starts to happen is that then there's all this space for the new thing to come in. What's the new thing coming in, Spirit? What's the new thing? Truth. Wow. This is a vibration of just a much deeper sense of your own authenticity, a deeper experience with like a relationship with your own soul, with your own path. It's like you're coming out of the darkness and you're finding this clarity. And I do see for some of you, the darkness can be a current relationship or a current expectation about a relationship that's not fulfilling your desire, your expectation. And you're kind of coming out of that and through that and finding a new strength. Yeah, transcending. That's really ultimately the overall vibration here, right? As you're moving through this, you're transcending this prior energetic footprint or energetic patterning, energetic blueprint. Let's see if there are any final messages from Spirit. Trust the process, trust your intuition, and also trust, like you can use this time to play more with your intuition. You don't have to know all the answers, but you can use this time as a catalyst for diving into your intuition a little bit more. You don't see it yet, but it's all in the space of miracles. Not marigolds, miracles. And they're also telling me, if this reading resonates for you, this transformation or transcendence that's happening, that choice point, let's see, where's that original card, right? Full circle. That choice point around being able to choose and decide and, for yourself, how you want to view all of this. You want to be in a negative, woe is me energy, or do you want to embrace like, oh yeah, everything's kind of cool energy? They're saying miracle energy is a choice point, and you can, without being in denial, you can be in this energy of miracle, and it will align you more fully with the next step, like what's coming next. And they're just showing me like all this energy has just been about like clearing the plate, making room for the next thing, because there's something more coming for you. Yeah, like I said, more of your own authenticity, more creation, more creativity, more opportunity, more expansion, more love. They're showing me now, once you get through this energy, then you're in the vibration of being able to manifest and create. You're not in that energy as of, at least as it relates to this reading, you're not in that current energy of being able to manifest. You're in a different vibration than that. But as you come through this energy, you will be in a space to manifest, and you'll be in a space to manifest from a much more evolved energetic frequency, which again comes back to this energy as well, which is you want that evolved romantic connection. You want evolved relationships. You want this stronger, more spiritual, metaphysical connection. But in order to get there, it's like you have to go through this dark night of the soul so that you can be opened up in a way that allows you to then manifest or have space and the right vibration for that to come in. Yeah, I'm seeing something really powerful come in for some of you. Again, this goes back to that energy of the fall. In terms of timing, this looks like fall, August, September, October. End of August, September, and then early October. Just for giggles, let's look at that a little bit more. Yeah, this, wow, okay. Two things here. In that time frame, you may find yourself going to some kind of event, some kind of place of people who you resonate with. In this case, the energy really looks to me a lot like being around other people that are spiritual, like going to some kind of spiritual event or conference or something like that, where you might meet somebody of significance. For some of you, I'm also seeing in this time period, late August, September, and early October, that someone from your past may pop in unexpectedly, and this person is your heart. This person is like the person that you believe was your one and only true soulmate and mate for this lifetime. So a lot of past life energy here. And you may be hearing from that person, or they may be popping up somehow. That energy vibrates here a lot stronger than the other. But again, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. Patience. It's going to be hard to be patient, waiting for the fall. Yeah, if this is you and you know who this person is, you may find it hard to wait. On some level. On another level, this energy brings you comfort, like because you know who this person is and that you have such a deep and profound love and connection for them, like a genuine unconditional love. It's easier for you to wait and have that patience. This feels like, wow, okay, full circle here. This feels very much like a soulmate energy, and it feels like the thing you've been waiting for your whole life. It's coming to fruition. The connection here seems to be more with a person coming back versus kind of a new person for some of you, but this feels like this person's coming back into your life, and you've been waiting for this for a very, 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 very long time. Either lifetimes, maybe you've been soulmates in many other lifetimes. All right. Yeah, you're not really sure. I know I'm kind of going off on a tangent here about this energy, but it's so strong. If this resonates for you and you know who I'm talking about, and this person comes back into your life, like you're also a little bit unsure. It's been so long that you're not really sure, is this going to be what you think it is? Is it romantic? Is it not romantic? Is it all that it's cracked up to be? You love this person unconditionally, but from a distance for a very long time. And so are they, is it really going to be what you think it's going to be? And I'm seeing some conversations. I'm seeing some consideration. I'm seeing that you might get together in person and just see what happens. Yeah, you might meet, this person may live far away from you. And you might have to meet like traveling somewhere, or they're going to travel to see you. And it may be that they travel in the winter. September, October, November, December. So it could be not long after they emerge that you actually get to see each other in the flesh, which could be kind of a big, overwhelming love. There's the love card. Could be a pretty big, overwhelming experience. So, wow, intense messages. I didn't anticipate that. All right, let's come back now to closing out. Let's just look at final messages from Spirit. I'm going to pull a card from the Rumi Oracle deck. I really like this beautiful deck. And then I'm going to read to you the closing poem for the energy. So, Great Spirit, to close out this reading about the energy of love frequency for this collective, please give us a message that allows for the highest level of insight, growth, awareness, and spiritual support. I know I'm going to pronounce this wrong. It says Victory of Miriam, and this is number 41. So let's just see what the poem says. See if anything resonates here for you. And it says, this is a Rumi poem about this card, Victory of Miriam. If you are longing to caress the moon, don't turn away from it. If you are not ill, why do you crawl under a blanket to hide? You are in a quarry of sweets. Why do you look so sour? You live in the spring of life. Why are you withered inside? Don't fight against yourself. Don't flee from what could be your glory. Like a fearless moth, dive into the flame. Why be linked to your obsessions? Burn out in the flames. Until your heart and soul are enlightened. Get out of the old carcass and form yourself a new body. Why are you afraid of a fox when you descend from lions? Why be a lame ass? Yes, it actually says that. Why be a lame ass? I think it means donkey. When you have the strength of stallions. The beloved you seek will arrive to open the door to your fortune, for love is the key that opens all your locks. I'm leaving it there. Thank you for visiting. I hope there's something in this message that resonates for you. And if it is, feel free to like, share, or subscribe. And also feel free to check out any of the other videos for this same time period. Thanks and have a great one. Bye.